What's up, guys? We are the People's Podcast, back at you again. As always, I am the Macho Man, Matty Savage.
I am Insider BA.
I'm Timo. And yours truly, Dan Go. Today we have a very special guest, Brendan Griffin, a.k.a. High Flyer, WWE prospect that we're trying to get him to Florida. So let's get on with this interview, Matt. But first,
Social media, as always. Follow us on our Twitter, Instagram. Both of them are @_SmackTalk. Please give us a follow. On Facebook, you're watching us live right now, or you're watching us on Twitter. But on Facebook, search us at WWE SmackTalk. On YouTube, you can YouTube WWE SmackTalk, the People's Podcast. Our blog, because we don't get to everything on our shows. We like to put out some blog posts about what's going on in the world. It's www.smacktalk.wordpress.com. And as always, a quick shout out to our supporters at My Fantasy Sports Talk. Search for our podcast and blog posts on their site as well.
yeah. But before we go on, I definitely want to not only have our social media get out on the web here, Brandon, if you don't mind throwing your social media out real quick.
Yeah, so it's HighFlyerBG11 on Instagram and HighFlyerBG1 on Twitter account that I just had to recently start. So follow and hopefully we can interact.
Absolutely. So, guys, we have High Flyer BG tagged everywhere. So, if you look at our Instagram, our Facebook, just a click away. So, let's get into this, man. I'm excited.
So basically, we got Brendan on here because he reached out to us. He received an email from WWE's Performance Center for a tryout at the end of this month. He's shipping out to Orlando in a couple of weeks. So we got him here. We got him here for you. We got him here for him. We got questions to ask. We want to learn a little more about him. So, Brendan, if you want to just tell us a little info about yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? Where are you from? What's your age? Just hit us with it.
So I'm Brendan Griffin. I'm from Swansea, Mass. Went to school in Fall River, Bishop Conley High School. Played 3 sports. Went on to college to play baseball. And I'm 30 years old, so I'm a little late in the game, but I feel at this point in my
Never
life,
too late. Never too late.
I'm the most focused I've been, so that's kind of a thing you learn as you grow up. And a lot of these things I've learned with my training, I wish I knew when I was 16. So I try to put that back to my followers and teach people that trying to be successful, certain things that you can do in your life to achieve your goals. And I think that having discipline and balance is really what I preach. So
That's amazing.
I think those things are huge, whatever you're doing, whether it's a podcast, a sport, or anything you're into, is having that formula to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
So.
Especially wrestling, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, be there, brother. That's exciting. So, when Brandon reached out, definitely, first thing that came to my mind was like, shock. Damn. How did he get this email? What was he doing to get this email? So, now, if you haven't seen Brandon's Instagram yet, please check it out. You'll see it. The guy's packed. Social media up the wazoo. He's got followers crazy. He's doing a lot of stuff right now. So if you don't mind, just touching on what you were doing prior and what was going through your mind when WWE reached out to you.
So realistically, WWE wasn't really something that was necessarily on my radar. At 25, I was working in the insurance business, wanted to go play in the NFL. A lot of people were like, wow, that's crazy. So I think that if you have a passion for a sport or anything, and at any point in your life you want to attack something, you got to do it. So whatever happens, I thought maybe I won't play on the Patriots, but maybe I'll make a ton of contacts along the way and propel myself into other areas that if I stayed working a 9 to 5, those things wouldn't have happened. So while working the 9 to 5, I went out and made contacts and really chased that athletic dream. Went and played on a team out of Boston where the league actually folded, that had players that were in and out of college and into the NFL. And then last year I was on a practice squad for a team now that's in Worcester. So my goal was really to get a tryout with a team and really use that to inspire other people. Hey, no matter where you are in life, get out there, push, make something for yourself, and leave it all on the table, because you only have one life to live. And
Exactly.
if you go after your passions, you can
Just follow your dream.
Yeah, man. You know, you're never going to look back and be sick or whatever later on in life and say, oh, I wish I just did that one thing. So go out and live it. You know, that's my advice to anyone. So that's kind of what I was doing, and I looked at social media as a platform to kind of open other doors. I love fitness. I love, you know, health and wellness. So I really tried to use my sports opportunities and my passion for those things to inspire other people and open doors, whether it was something like this or anything else, and kind of saw how other people's careers platformed from just small opportunities to huge things, and just kind of believe that just keep grinding and something will happen, and stay focused and meet good people like yourselves, and along the way you'll have opportunities that were never there. So that's kind of how this opportunity came. It came through social media, actually LinkedIn. I had heard some other football players that were asked to come wrestle, and I said, you know what, why don't I just add people from WWE on LinkedIn and kind of put that energy out there and see what happens with it, and made a connection with a recruiter, kind of had a phone call about the Performance Center and what they look for in athletes, and said, yeah, let's try it out, let's see what happens. If anything, it's a great opportunity, and just look at it as that and take it from there, and just go down, have fun, make some connections, and something good will happen no matter what. So that's how it kind of came about.
It's crazy that you bring up the whole, like, you got to chase your dreams. You know, if you're feeling something, you just got to go after it. Like, we were talking before the show, you mentioned people like Eva Marie, Tori Wilson, for the wrestling fans out there. Same thing happened with them. I mean, social media, just getting out there and getting it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
Yeah, I think, like, Eva Marie's a good example. She, I have some friends in New York that had a fitness company, and they kind of platformed with her through her social media, and she grew, and next thing you know, she's, you know, a huge superstar. And, you know, you mentioned Tori Wilson, who kind of showed up at a tryout, not really thinking of anything, and boom, exploded. An example with reality TV is Paulie D, right, from Rhode Island. Got a call, like, an email, what's this? Do I really want to go? Is it something I'm interested in? It's one of the highest paid DJs in the world. So I think with opportunity, you also need to have something behind the scenes that you're passionate about, that you can take the opportunity and push into that other area and use that to really platform yourself in all your passions.
Awesome. Cool. Now moving forward, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I usually do that. So you're all about, you know, positive energy, go for the opportunity. Now let's just say, you know, good things come out of this, you make it, whatever the case may be. Is that going to be your mantra? It's your real life mantra. Now, WWE, we know the athletes / entertainers. Now you want to use that. You know, I know it's thinking ahead, but I think that's a good, solid foundation right there. Where, you know, you're really putting out a good message, real life. Now, is that something that you want to stay behind as an athlete in the WWE world?
I think that it will have to be tweaked, right? Because you are an entertainer. In a sense, though, that can be used as a heel, because a lot of people might hate that. They want you to kind of go out and be this wrestler, or coming in as, you know, a social media person, another athlete, someone that owns an online business. And I train with resistance bands. I eat a plant-based diet for the most part. I do eat burgers and stuff. I'm into that kind of like more holistic approach, which to some people it's kind of annoying. You know, you even see with Tom Brady, people hate that. So I think I'm going to use that as kind of like a platform to make people want to hate me in that as a heel, and some people will love that. So I think I'll kind of build off that, and it's different. You know, while those wrestlers are going in getting huge, I can still be, you know, in great shape, big, strong, but train with bands, eat tofu, whatever the case may be, and people like, that's weird. Why does he do that? Why does it work? You know, so maybe uncover something different with that, and kind of go a different route than the traditional route. I think with a lot of success, people see a lot of people going one way and go the left and do it a little different, and it works out. So
I think that. So a couple of different questions here. So just if you're watching this on Facebook or Twitter, you know, please throw some questions out if you want. You know, I know a couple people are on board already. So if the comments are rolling in, we will always get to them. That's 100% what we do here. Any questions for the High Flyer BG, you know, please let us know. We'll throw it out to them right away. But we have questions as well. I mean, we came prepared. So one of my big questions, I did some homework, as I said before, and I do know that you do a lot of training. Now, I don't know if you ever watched, you know, or YouTube Performance Center tryouts, the training that they go through. It's different, right? Like you gotta have cardio more than you have to have, you know, like deadlift pounds. You know, it's just like legit running 90% of the time being there. So, knowing that, have you put any, cardio or extra cardio sessions in? Because all I can tell you is, I'm a big time fan. I've been watching wrestling my whole life, and they had shows like Tough Enough. That's a huge show where people go into the Performance Center when it was back then, and they had superstar athletes, and they couldn't keep up. Like
and they're in
legit
tears.
gas.
Yeah.
And this is going through like their first like 10 minutes of it. So being that, did your homework on the Tough Enough or the Performance Center training, and have you tweaked that into your daily regimen now?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. So I reached out to a few different people before, once I got the opportunity before, we are here today, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and asked, can I come to your gym, do some training? And one of the people that I asked played professional football, has a gym in Pawtucket, and he had some friends that are in the wrestling world that train athletes. So I got on the phone with these two gentlemen, and they kind of talked to me about being strong for a 4 to 5 minute time of cardio strength, not deadlifting and not bench pressing. And I think a lot of the training I already do, especially with the bands, is more about training at the speed of a game versus being a bodybuilder and shaping muscles and actually having muscles that function when you need them to function. So it's one thing to look great, but a lot of the people that look great, you put them on a basketball court or a football field or a baseball field, they can't move, right? So functional strength is something that I always focus on. And with the bands, it's really like training your muscles to be strong and pliable and flexible through a minute of a workout. So what I've done outside of the bands is I've been training on the football field, running 40-yard dashes for 4 minutes. Not full speed, but just at a good pace, running 40 yards, touching the line, running back, and really working my cardio up so that it's 4 or 5 minutes of hard running and being able to be moving, because that's really going to be it, jumping over bags, and their training is movement. So that's kind of where I have been, and that's really a lot of my training has been that already. So I don't really necessarily, I will go to the gym, but I'm not necessarily in there to do bicep curls. Right. The purpose is just not there. So I think any of my training I try to focus on, do it with purpose and do it for strength across the board. So
that's more functional strength and functional endurance.
Of course, you want to look good too, but you want to be able to move, right? You don't want to be big and strong, but your knees hurt because you squat too much, or you want to play basketball with your friends, but you're sore. And there's a good athlete can't be sore. You can't be on the field if you're hurt or sore. And really studying how the body moves and the deficiencies in the body and how one side's stronger than the other. It's kind of a lot of things I work on so that when I do go out and play a game with my friends or something like that, or something like this, that there's no real chance of tweaking myself because I went and lifted heavier earlier. So I think that's kind of like really my focus since I went back and played football. And I went up and did a lot of training at Foxborough at the TB12 Center, so to really study like what they did, because I was just curious, and I thought that method of training was kind of what was going to be the future. And now you kind of see that with the Orange Theories and these small boutiques that are not necessarily the TB12 method, but that's the style of training. So I think in fitness and sports, that's moving that way at a whole. So when I kind of saw that, I got out and tried to learn as much as I can to learn that elite style.
Do you think maybe that style of training could give you some kind of edge, in your tryout?
Yeah, so I think like with the resistance band training, like I said, you're trying to move fast, right? Your arms and your muscles and your legs are like elastic bands. So if you're training with heavy weights, you're really you're limiting your range of motion. So I think that style for any athlete is just great because you're becoming more flexible, but flexible and strong. There's something to be said about being strong throughout the whole movement versus, a squat halfway down you're strong. And that doesn't really transition into powerful athletic movement. So I think that will help. I think in any sport you need to have the cardio too. So I think it's a combination of those things. And recovery is huge. Foam roll, food's everything. Just eating foods that don't have inflammation and things that are going to make you hurt because you're putting the wrong things in your body. So
Yep.
I think looking at all those aspects kind of tie into one, training your mind. How do you train your mind to move as fast as your body? So I focus on, I play brain games every day to make my mind move quick.
Yeah.
And my reflexes and things move faster. So I think it's a combination of all those things and kind of using those things to make yourself better in all aspects. It's not necessarily just being strong, right? Because if you're strong and your mind doesn't move fast, then you're an athlete that runs down the field really fast, but your mind's behind your body. So I think it's just kind of like thinking about all those things and really looking at the bigger picture and just going in with confidence.
Yeah. So speaking of going in, right? So I mean, before the show, we did chat about your expectations. Like, you're going out there. Like, what's the first thought in your mind? Like, you're walking through that training center door. Like, what's your mind frame gonna be, as opposed to what you're like? It's tough because you're not there yet. But so, what are you expecting when you get there? That door opens and it's like, this is what I thought it was. Where's your mind gonna be at?
So I think that's a tough question because, like I mentioned to you guys, I try not to put super high expectations on things and try to stay baseline and not really overlook the opportunity or underlook it, but kind of just go and do what I need to do, right?
Absolutely.
So and just kind of focus on whatever they give me and doing that the best I can. And then maybe 2 weeks later I'll leave and say, wow, I was at the WWE Performance Facility in Orlando, but not really looking at it as that, not trying to be starstruck or anything. If someone comes in that's a former wrestler or a current wrestler, just kind of learning and seeing what they have to say, but not making it more than this conversation, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all just people with a common goal. So just kind of staying humble and going in with that thought process and not letting it get bigger than what it is. I think that's really how I try to take that.
Yeah.
So,
How long are you there?
so it's Wednesday through Saturday. So three days, 4 nights.
Yep.
Good solid.
Okay. So, W recently launched the Performance Center website this past week, and I actually looked at it before we went live, and I noticed there was a few, like, what they look for in recruits.
Mm-hmm.
And basically I've written down right here that they ask for world-class athleticism, size, flexibility, strength, agility, personality, charisma, global appeal, diversity, coachability, work ethic, and professionalism. You already touched on some of those already right there, so that's already a good point. But Triple H, as all know, is one of the top guys, head guys of the development and the NXT and all that. He says we look for a lot of things, but the first and foremost of those things is being charisma. So do you think you could actually have that in a way? Charisma, like you obviously like your social media and all that coming forward.
Yeah, I think I believe so.
Right.
Do you know more qualities in that they're really looking for, or is it just being charismatic? Being charismatic on the camera, or is it charismatic in person?
It's like he actually says it right here. It's like that X factor. Like when you get out there in the crowd, like they are focused on you. Like you get their attention. Like to that point, like you're drawing the crowd to whatever because you have a mic in your hand, or you're performing, or you're doing what you're trying to do, and it's like more of that aspect of being, like you said, charismatic. Like you draw their attention.
So I think it's in some sense it's similar to what I've done with sales. So to be able to sell something, you have to have personality and get someone to believe in you or believe in the product. Or when I was in the insurance business, it's a piece of paper that's an agreement. It's not a diamond ring for an engagement. So to sell that agreement, you gotta maybe not believe or love it as much as you love the ring, but you still gotta believe in you're giving the person the best option. So with something like that, you're really selling yourself for them to like you or not like you, right? So I think it translates well into that, and just going out there and being yourself and having good energy and selling that.
Good and positive energy all the way.
So people feed off that no matter what,
Yep.
right? So that's not really something I'm worried about. And if they give me tips how to tweak that to be better at it as a wrestler or entertainer, then they're the experts. I'm just going in and trying to learn from the best. So that's what I'll tweak myself to do and learn and morph into what they need.
Regardless of the outcome, is there anything you're going into this, like looking to take out of it? Any lessons, any
So I think that with any type of training, and I'm going to be doing online coaching and consultation for food programs and training and that stuff, I think that any opportunity with the training and elite training, you get something out of and learn and can kind of propel that into your coaching with people that are interested, maybe not in wrestling coaching, but other athletic coaching or weight loss coaching. A lot of it translates. So I'm going to learn things and new ways to recover and new things that I didn't know before. So I think no matter what, it's a great opportunity to just go and grow as a person.
I think it's a huge opportunity, and I think you're going to absolutely crush it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like you're focused. You're going to Florida. And my mentality is work. Let's go to work.
Yeah.
And I love that. I mean, that's going to show up, and that's the X factor.
Yeah.
Showing up
Yep.
to work, not being starstruck, and I think that's what's really going to shine it up. That's what's going to put you above. So just a quick timeout here for just so if you guys are watching at home, please like this video, share this video. We got High Flyer BG here. We have any questions or any comments that pop up? I'm gonna have BA look at it real quick, but before I just want to shout out the description. And in our description of the video you are watching, there's a GoFundMe page. Please click that link, make a donation, like it, share it. That's half the battle, guys. So please just get it out there, let the world see it. And again, sharing this video, the link will go with it. Please do your job, do your part, and we'll keep giving you us. Any comments on the board, BA?
As of right now, it's just a bunch of people saying hello to Brendan.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Please comment, ask questions, reach out on social media. Any questions you might have after that pop up, I'd love to interact. So,
and again, High Flyer BG's his posts, his usernames, it's all in our descriptions. Instagram, it's in our Facebook story, so please give that boy a follow. We're going to be following him as well through this whole thing. We hope to have you back as well. We want to definitely confirm an appointment, a follow-up appointment to have. I want this man coming in, aching and banging. You know what I mean?
Crutches.
So what do we got? We got more?
We got some more questions.
Yeah, hook him up, man.
So, where do we leave off on the questions?
You throw it out.
I got it. So obviously you got a very big following on Instagram. I'm jealous because we want to get on that level, you know.
Yeah.
But Brandon's got over like 30,000 followers on his Instagram. I know it has to do with hard work, but how did you get the support for that many?
So I think when Instagram came out, I was lucky to be around some awesome people that were building their pages and really knew how to go about doing it. And, I'm still learning, and the algorithms are constantly changing, constantly evolving. But it's just a matter of finding your niche, which you guys have, and making relationships and contacts with people in that niche, right? And asking for shout outs and posting good content. Content's king.
Yep.
So taking good pitches and things that people are going to relate to, and write-ups. The copyright's everything. So the more people that comment and get engaged with you, they're going to stay with you. So when I first started, I just was like, I'm going to follow as many people in the fitness industry, and then it kind of turned into, well, if the fitness people follow me, then I'll follow everyone. But being focused in a niche is better than just following the world. So that's really my best tip, and just keep doing things. It's like anything else. If you stay consistent, it's going to happen, and just believing it's going to happen, and kind of telling yourself, hey, we're at this many followers today. My goal is 1 million. We're going to hit 1 million, or 100,000. And once you keep hitting those goals, you're going to keep going for more. And just stay how you are now, and block out the noise. If people don't like your page, block them. It doesn't matter. I think sometimes it's hard because you get negative comments and you want to say, oh, well, no, this is why. But at the end of the day, for every negative comment, there's 100 new people that want to follow your page, that want to engage in it. So I think that's really it. And kind of like trying to build all the networks at once versus I really focused on Instagram, and I probably would have grown faster if I did YouTube as well. And I had a Twitter that got hacked that I lost, and I recently just did a Facebook page. So really just trying to network in all those industries, and then once it gets really big, you can go and shout out the other accounts and just kind of do that. That's it. And just keep reaching out to people. That's the name of the game, is like cold calling, like in sales, and just building relationships. I have some friends that I made on social media that have become real life friends that I would have never known without reaching out. We recently went to Jersey for, my girlfriend does videography, so we went out to do a drone fly over a hotel, but our friends from social media live in Jersey, so we went to a facility that when I was going to play football, I went to meet the owners because they train professional athletes. So it all kind of came back to that place where we started with social media, with training, and these two people we met through social media, and we had a cool workout there. So like,
That's awesome.
there's no limit to social media,
Right.
and social growth is everything now. There's so many jobs, there's so many companies using social media influencers. So just keep grinding. It's gonna happen.
So,
For the next question, I just want to give a quick shout out to the peanut butter.
The Teddies.
I saw it.
Oh,
I haven't tried it, but I saw your post. You had a post up yesterday, I think it was, about peanut butter.
Yes.
And I love peanut butter.
So Teddy's, so they we went to Best Buddies last Friday night. So they gave Margaret and I free peanut butter, and I love Teddy's.
Yep.
I like the local ones, Nuts and More, Hanks, and Teddy's. They're all local, so I just like to educate people because our whole lives are eating like Skippy and Peter Pan, and then you're eating like, wait, this is 70% filler. Wait, there's no peanut butter in this. Like, so I want people to know that and not take it as like weird that I'm saying that. It's just these are things that if we, as a community, as a culture, as a world, kind of enlighten people and give people the real facts, then people can decide, well, I like the taste of Teddy's, or I like the taste of Skippy, I'm going to stay with Skippy. But then later on, they don't realize, wait, maybe I get sick from eating that. Should I have known? So I think with any of this stuff, it's kind of uncovering truths and giving people the option to decide.
So we talked about the social media aspect, and you just mentioned the Teddy. So sometimes I get into fitness myself, but I'm the kind of person I'll do it for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two, and then I lose motivation. And I know that happens to a lot of people. Do you have any maybe tips on people how to stay motivated at the gym, with their diet and stuff like that?
So I think like one common problem people have with fitness is they do it for a certain goal, right? So I want to get jacked for the summer because I'm going to the beach and I want to look good, or I want to lose weight because I'm going on vacation, or I'm getting married, or I'm overweight so I need to lose 30 pounds because my doctor said that. And I think you need to look at it as more of what it does for your mind and the discipline and focus that comes from it, and not look at it as like doing it for a certain one goal purpose, doing it for your life and your overall well-being, and kind of focusing on just building off. Go for a week, go for 2 weeks, go for 3 weeks, and then slowly remove things in your life that take away from your goals, your fitness goals, whether it's lousy food or certain things that are negative forces. Because it's so easy to do the wrong thing or eat the wrong thing or say the wrong thing, but once you kind of get in that discipline and using the gym as a balance of your time, you look at things a little different. You say, well, maybe I'm not going to go out and drink until 2 a.m. because I got to get up at 8 to go do my workout. So it kind of all flows together. And
He's hit us with life facts right now.
I think everyone has that problem though, and kind of like just really removing yourselves from certain things that are going to take away from your goal. So if your goal is to grow this podcast, and you feel like, hey, I'm going to the gym, I'm feeling positive, I'm working out, or even if you're stretching and you're feeling yourself, right? It just, that energy translates everywhere, and then you're going to eat better. You're going to, you might read more. Everything's just kind of like being your best self.
I think that's one thing a lot of people don't notice is when you're working out, it's not just your body and mind.
And that's everything. You only have one mind and you have one body, but our body and mind go together, and our brains deteriorate over time. So how do you stop that? By putting those great thoughts and that fitness mentality and the endorphins that come from working out into your brain. So do I love going to the gym? Honestly, not really. Do I love training? I love what comes from it. I don't love the, oh wow, this hurts, or the, oh my God, I'm sweating. No, that's, I don't think anyone can sit there and say, wow, this is great, I love doing this. No, that's not the fun part of it, but the opportunities that come from it, or the people that you can help, or the things that you learn by even the peanut butter is really the end result. So, and just living a better life, a more happy life.
So I'll hit you with a question right now. Margaret in the comments is saying, what are you looking forward to the most about the WWE audition?
Margaret Cresta?
Yes.
So taking her down there with me and her positive support.
Points.
I think just the opportunity and, using it to inspire other people to kind of, like we talked about, chase whatever they're going after. And, at no point in life are you out of the game. And just kind of use that as like, if you have something you want to do, a business, a hobby, do it the best you can. And any opportunity, whether you love the opportunity or not, can translate into so many different things that you never saw, so take it. Take the risk, but calculated risk.
Exactly.
That's not get on a street bike and pop a wheelie and try to get on YouTube. Like take small risks that could have big rewards.
Okay.
Thomas and Roland?
Actually, I got one more. Oh, Bianca's asking, what will your wrestling name be? We're gonna get to that in the questions, but
Solid.
So we're gonna keep it the high flyer.
the high flyer right there, Brendan Griffin. No, maybe no BG.
Can we leave the BG in there?
You guys can. I don't know. Some of these things you might not have any say over. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
We'll copyright High Fly BG though. That's all right. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, at any moment in your life, growing up, you did watch the product, or you
Yep.
still do now. Did you ever think you could be a WWE superstar?
I think we all have, right? So I think even if you have I had a trampoline and I thought I was a rock. I even when I was eighth, ninth grade, cut shorts that looked like underwear and wrote The Rock on it. My family still messes with me about it today, but it's I think when you're in that world and you have a trampoline or you have the friends that are out there wrestling with you, you think that you can be on that big stage. So
I got the real underwear in my house.
So yeah, definitely. I didn't as time went on, I think when I got a little older, it wasn't necessarily something I was knocking down doors for, but
Yeah.
it's now I look at it as, wow, this is really cool. I think again, it's everything somewhat ties in and comes full circle.
It's a huge opportunity.
Yeah, now they're knocking on your door. If you think about it. They sent you that email. So
Yeah, no, it's cool. It really is.
Awesome.
it's definitely a great opportunity to have.
So you just mentioned The Rock. Is that your favorite superstar, you'd say, or?
Yeah, I love Stone Cold too, and
Alright,
of course
yeah,
I
alright.
love the Triple H and
Yeah.
that era. But The Rock, I think, is just such an awesome story, awesome business person, used as platform to inspire others. I think you just even see with his movies and where he is today. And he was a football player, and then basically became broke and didn't have much to his name, and just kind of put himself out there and always had great energy and got this opportunity and had family members that were in wrestling and kind of just rolled with it. And look at him
Became one
now.
of the best in the industry.
Best, I mean,
If
best.
not the
He's
best.
the best personality.
Yeah.
Personality.
In the
Right.
world, he might be the biggest
That's
personality in the
good.
world right now.
Good player to look up to for sure. I mean, he got it all. You know what I mean?
He's out there in the community. He's still, great with other people that, fans and people that come up to
Yeah.
him. And he's had something other than wrestling. He has a business, right?
Mhm.
And that's an inspiring thing. He helps business people that aren't wrestlers. And he's on TV and all that stuff. So I
Just
think
came out with Under Armour sneakers that sold out in less than 30 minutes.
I
You know
think
about that?
too, with The Rock,
Crazy.
he mentioned he's doing sneakers, he's in everything, but someone so successful as him, you read he's battled with depression and anxiety and those things, and other people have that. I think when you look at someone like The Rock, they say, oh, well, he's got everything, and on that. But he came from nothing. He still has those, anxieties and fears that everyone else does. So I think that's something to be inspired by too. That he's open about those things.
It comes across very genuine.
Yes,
Like how you see him is how he has always been. So
he's never changed.
The only thing he hasn't done is become the president.
Yeah.
But that could happen.
That
There's
could
rumors
happen.
of The Rock
West
running for
and
president. You know?
2020 maybe.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You guys got anything else?
I got one other thing. For High Fly BG, I'm just gonna have you look into the camera. I want you to just sell your social media one more time. Hit that GoFundMe page one more time.
Yeah,
I'll be
definitely.
right back.
Check out the GoFundMe. James is a friend of mine, trained at Mike Boyle's up in Boston. Kid's an elite athlete. Had a really unfortunate circumstance today when someone came out and stole his wheelchair. Support him, share, give him a shout out. Learn from his page. He's doing something awesome with his handy-capable fitness, and he's inspiring a lot of people with handicaps to live their dreams. So check him out, please.
Again, the Instagram at HighFlyBG, I believe it was.
Yep, HighFlyBG11 on Instagram, HighFlyBG1 on Twitter, and and High Flyer BG11 on Facebook, which needs growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, with that, everybody, we're going to send off High Flyer BG with some Smack Talk merch. Hopefully, he gets it down to Orlando. Take a quick photo of it, man.
Awesome.
We appreciate you being on the show,
Appreciate
man.
it, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can't wait for the future, the follow-up.
Yeah, we're definitely going to
podcasts.
follow up with him. He's going to be back here.
We're
We're
going to be
gonna-
live blogging maybe a little bit.
So hopefully Margaret can come and do that for me. That's what she's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
best at. Without her, then that
So we'll
page
definitely be
wouldn't
keeping
be.
an eye on that.
For sure.
She gets all the credit for the videos on my page, though. That
Yeah.
My page wouldn't be that without her. So I think it's a great team effort.
Shout out to Margaret.
Points.
Yes.
And the T-shirt guys, we're gonna have to do a nice little workout with this thing on and show
Yeah,
it.
man.
So thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Always,
Thanks
always.
for being here again. We hope to see you for the follow-up after. We're going to tune out. Macho Man Matty Savage here.
Insider BA.
I'm Timo. Don't forget to tune in next week for our predictions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank.
Yours truly, Dan Go. Special guest.
Brendan Griffin, High Flyer BG.
That's
right.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.